I bring you more Nightmare Before Christmas figures that NECA made, and we are doing Series 6. Yes, number 6. I was actually pretty surprised when I first heard this, because I thought, oh, they just did Series 1 through 5 and called it good. But nope, it turns out NECA made one more series before they called it quits. So, as traditional as it is with Nightmare Before Christmas figures, we start off with our usual Jack figure, and yeah, it's just the Jack figure. It's the same as Series 1, the only difference is that both hands are actually on. Didn't mess around with this one that much. So yeah, it has the same movable joints, move the head around, bow ties. Oh, drop the base. Yeah, it wouldn't be a Melting Man 2, 3, 4 action figure review if I didn't drop something. But yeah, here's the base. Nothing fancy. Yeah, same arm movement. Move them up and down, twist them around, bend them, and then wave his little hand. And then the legs can do the same thing, twist around, bend them. Yep, bend. And then, yeah, do the same. Now these feet are more into, they're more in a sitting position, and whoops. Great, the leg just popped off. Don't worry, the ball socket is still intact. So at least, a bit easier to fix. I actually had a different Jack figure that is leg completely popped off, same with the ball joint, but I'll get into that later in a different review. But anyway, the difference between this Jack from Series 1 is that he comes with different accessories, if I can hopefully find them all. Oh, here we go. Yeah, so, comes with his chair. Yes, his fancy little chair that he sits while he's at home. Although for some reason it's a little bit crooked, probably because of careless caretaking. Well, yeah, it's pretty cool. And then he also comes with his desk. Yes, his fancy little desk with drawers and fancy rectangle stuff. These are actually like pieced together things, so I'll give you an example. So yeah, they just pop in just like that. And they do have different size comparisons, like how this one's a much bigger than the shorter one. Oh yeah, it's pretty cool. And a few more accessories. Comes with a little microscope. Yes, the little microscope that he uses to look at the holly berry and examines it too close and crushes the whole thing. It's pretty cool they actually did the microscope and did it much better than they did when the original series, where it was just a plain microscope, nothing fancy. And he comes with a pair of scissors. Yes, a pair of scissors that he uses in the film when he's trying to make a paper snowflake, but in the end he makes a paper spider web. So yeah, same thing with Series 1, but with much more different accessories that are actually kind of pretty cool. And now for our next one, we have Mr. Hyde. Yes, they made one of Mr. Hyde. And so yeah, here he is in his big green robes and his legs that don't even move. And he has very little arm movement. He can just move them up and down, bend them, and just twist the hands around. So yeah, not much in the arm position. He also can twist his head around. And this character comes with several accessories, like the medium Mr. Hyde, which is this right here. So yeah, here he is, kind of scared, and he's holding the little nesting doll, which contains that dead scorpion. The legs are bent, probably because of had it in storage, careless caretaking. And we also have the little Mr. Hyde, right here. So here he is, being all happy and evil because he has his mallet of doom so that he can kill people. Oh look. And let's see. Oh yeah, here's another accessory. A pumpkin with a hole inside. Yes, this actually goes to Mr. Hyde, because if you remember in the scene of the film when people are looking for Jack and it's like, oh, I looked in every mausoleum and blah blah blah. And so in comes Mr. Hyde with this pumpkin through his foot saying, oh, I tracked through the pumpkin patch and all I got was this pumpkin shoved up my foot. And it's very uncomfortable and I pissed off Behemoth and stuff. Yes. It's kind of funny. And he also has another accessory, which is this. Has the two Mr. Hydes popping out of their hats and a peg that actually goes into his head. So I'll have to do a couple of jump cuts here for this scene. So as you can tell, I've taken the hat off already because there's a peg inside. And there's this hole. Looks like somebody shot him with crazy hair. And then we'll put this on, which will go through another jump cut. And here's Mr. Hyde. Big, medium, and small, which you can barely see because I had poor lighting. Yeah, here they are. The three Mr. Hydes popping out of their hats. Oh yes, does it still have a foot? Let me see, let me look. Is it rotten and covered with cork? I think that's a pretty cool accessory they added with Mr. Hyde. Yeah, it's a pretty cool figure for Series 6. And for our next one, we have another, another double figure pack, which is the Corpse Mom and the Corpse Kid. Yes, everyone's favorite little Corpse Kid. So here they are, just being as they are. For the Corpse Mom, she has a few movable joints, like move the arms around, twist the arms around. The head can move around a bit. The legs can also twist. I probably won't do that because, like, to get this character to stand, you have to use the base, and that's the only way you can get her to stand because she has very tiny little feet. So yeah, like it's pretty nice how they did it, well detailed. They even got the little eyes, since you barely see her eyes because most of the time you just see the shades. But yeah, her eyes actually do look like that. It's very nice. And then of course she's attached to this leash that can come out of her hand, and I'll quickly demonstrate it. Yep, there he is. Now the Corpse Kid's running free. Whee! Anyway, let's look at the Corpse Kid. So yeah, here he is, being all corpse-like. He has a couple of movable joints, like move the arms around, move them around. His head can twist, and I didn't know the legs couldn't move. Oh well. Well yeah, he's attached to this little collar because if you remember in the scene from the film where when Jack finally gets back to Halloween Town, he steals the snowmobile, and everyone's like, yay, Jack's back, and you see the Corpse Mom with the Corpse Kid with this leash attached to him. They come with one accessory, which is this little present. It's orange and has cat faces. It's actually the same design as the present that they used for the Harlequin Demon, except with different designs. So yeah, it's interesting that they did the Corpse Mom and the Corpse Kid. My one complaint, no Corpse Dad. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame. They didn't do the Corpse Dad, just did the Corpse Mom and the Corpse Kid. So yeah, they could have done the Corpse Dad and just made the whole Corpse family, but oh well, I guess they had enough corpses to deal with. That was a bit weird, but they are pretty cool looking. And finally, we have our last one, which is an interesting one, which is me, Melting Man 234. Yeah, actually, this is a figure based off of the Melting Man, a lesser-known citizen from Halloween Town, known for only having one line throughout the entire film, and making a few appearances here and there. So yes, and obviously you already know this guy because I use him as my usual icon. That's a bit weird. It's like, that's what happens when I don't do scripting in these action figure reviews. Anyway, here he is being all melting, very... I like that little, like, fancy little bird or beak, kind of a weird-looking jaw that he has, and his big bug eyes, and his suit, very nice, clean suit. He has some movable joints, like move the arms, bend them around. Well, I can just bend them. The hands don't twist around, but the legs twist around, like that. So it looks like somebody broke his legs. Get back into position. I always found that cool. They actually did a figure of this character, and they even got the feet, even though we barely see this character's feet. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, we barely see this character's feet, but it's pretty cool looking. And he also comes with one accessory, which is the Roadkill Turtle. Yes, this little thing that he holds up in Making Christmas. And he actually has a gripping hand for that. So, let's see if I can get this in. Yep, get this in. And there he's holding it. Would you like to buy this? Just like with the Corpse Mom, the Corpse Kid, and a few others, this is also another double figure pack. And it includes a spider hair monster, or obviously that's what the box says this character is, but obviously it's the monster who lives under your stairs. Fingers like snakes and spiders in my hair. Yeah, so here he is just being big. Well, he's kind of big. Yeah, he's a monster. Roar. Yeah. He has a movable neck that can twist around, move his head around. His arms have like the interesting little ball joints that can move and, yep, spread them up. Although for some reason the left arm's a bit loose for some reason. It's like, it just flails around, just weird. And his legs can move. It's very cool with all the texture they did with kind of the fur skin or texture. I couldn't tell if that is fur or not, but oh well, he has nipples. Yes, he actually does have nipples in the film. And they even got his little legs, which if you pay attention to this character in the town meeting song, before Jack talks about Santa Claus, you see a full scale of the monster who lives under your stairs. And he has a very tiny little skateboard for a pair of legs. And it's not, oh, there we go. Yeah, now it's focusing. I always find that funny with this character. How can he like get around the place with a very small feet? It's like, well, I find it interesting that like with the other characters like Corpse Mom and Corpse Kid and the three Mr. Hydes, they're a bit more recognizable characters, but these are a bit more lesser known characters. So these are pretty cool and probably one of my favorites in the series. Whoops, and I bumped the camera. Too excited with Series 6. Ooh. Well, yeah, anyway, that's Series 6. All the fancy figures that they made, which is a second favorite of mine next to Series 5. They done a pretty good job with the texture and details, not much movable joints so that they don't pop off easily. And it's a pretty cool series. So until then, this is Melting Man 234 signing out. I almost completely forgotten about this part, how I was gonna say I was gonna show one of the backs that the figures usually come in. Well, here's one that I managed to save. Yes, it's Melting Man, the creature who lives under your stairs. It has the characters' names, the characters on the picture, and interesting little bios right here. Yep, known allies, monster under the stairs. Well, that would be this guy. And Puddinghead. Yeah, that'd be this guy. Yeah, wouldn't that be weird? I use this guy as my usual icon, and then all of a sudden people will start calling me Puddinghead. Yeesh. Yeah, often seen with victims. Special talent. Flexible fingers. Well, that's this guy. And moisturizing. And that's that guy. Likes dark corners. That's him. Turtles. Obviously him, because he's holding a turtle. Dislikes elevators, because he lives under the stairs. And dry heat, because that would make him melt easily or something. And on the bottom we have a list of all the other figures. Yes, collect them all! And yeah, little sad onion. And a collection of the figures now. When they did Series 1, they just showed the ones in Series 1, and then as the series progressed, they added in the other figures and so on and so on. And throughout Series 2 through Series 5, they had a green Oogie, but in Series 6, there's a, kind of a normal-looking Oogie with his tongue sticking out. And this was actually going to be Series 7 that they actually were going to do, but that never came to be, and as some of you know, I've already did a Forgotten Media episode on that subject. Yeah, it's pretty cool seeing the characters displayed. And you'll also notice there's a few extra jacks in the background. What are these characters for? Well, you're going to find out in the next action figure review.